last a lifetime. This moment is brought to you by National Cream Crackers.
TalkUp is powered by National Baking Company in association with Cranwater, a Stanley and Empress production, giving the youth a voice.
TalkUp Youth.
So we come to know these youths and show these youths. Talk up yourself, the youths to know them roots. Nurture them, protect and love and hear these youths. Music make them know I love we show these youths.
Make them save the youth, not kill the youth. I build we come for build the youth.
TalkUp Youth encourages all youth to find tangible solutions for their issues. Are you ready for today's show? Today's topic is
I build we come for build the youth. Youths in action, Jamaica. We are
Build the youths them.
Youth in Jamaica.
Social media has become a prominent part of life for many young people today. It exerts massive influence over who they are and how they think. The question is it having a positive or negative effect on the youths? Talk up youth, myself talk up youth. Make we know wagwan.
We have to build the youths them.
Youth in Jamaica.
Social media, it can be a very beautiful place, but there are dangers lurking between the pages. For example, how many of you know that the more social media pages that you are on makes it easier for stalkers and cyber hackers to find your information, find out where you live, and get to you in real life? This is not about someone hacking your page and making you have to start over. This is about your personal safety. Social media also breaks down the barriers of communication. It makes it easier for somebody to be malicious or mean to you and not have to face the repercussions of their actions in real time. Social media, beautiful place, but very dangerous.
A lot of youths are going on social media and posting intimidating and hostile pictures of other youths, and this has caused a lot of youths to have self-esteem problems, and it has destroyed their self-image, and hence they're afraid to come out in the public and talk because everything that happens right now is on social media. So it kind of destroys their personality as a person, it kind of destroys their self-image and their words.
A really big issue is the lack of communication and the lack of social skills within people, because everybody's always hooked in and everybody's always communicating on Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, and then when you see the person, it's like, hey.
I think the power of social media is highly underrated among youths in Jamaica. Social media is mismanaged and underutilized by many of our youths. In addition to this, many of our youths actually rely on social media to seek validation and as a result have low self-esteem.
As a Jamaica Youth Ambassador, I've seen where young people have been victims of human trafficking because of their unawareness and unsuspectingness of this. You saw us dancing earlier, but there are a lot of persons outside of this stage who cannot dance on their own free will. Human trafficking has become a serious issue that has been continued by social media. Human trafficking is when persons are taken from their own free will to go out into different communities and do what their traffickers would like them to do. A lot of times you find their passports being taken away from them and they can't find their way back home. They become suicidal. A lot of times you find that young people are not close with their family, and human traffickers realize this based on the posts that they make on Facebook. So like, yo, I can't bother with my mother right now, she'll get me annoyed. And when they see this breakdown in the family, they realize that, oh, this is a person that is open to wanting better, or what they believe is better. So you find that traffickers use this as an open space to lure their victims.
We have to build the youths them.
Youth in Jamaica.
This is Kevin too swayzy. This is Kevin too lazy. We'll take a break.
Take 3.
National Baking Company. Quality Jamaican product. Yo! Cheesy boards, the picnic, I gonna love them here. It's a more popular than hopscotch and video games. Now this made with real cheese. They like cheddar grenades. It's like somebody set up a cheese war in your mouth.
It's shockingly cheesy.
Cheesy boards. Energize your taste buds. National Baking Company, made for Jamaicans by Jamaicans.
It's a wow scholarship. Cranwater, in association with TalkUp, donates 3 $100,000 scholarships to 3 deserving youth to enhance their educational and professional development. Cranwater, supporting youth with wow scholarships. Water with wow.
Well, good everybody, you don't see Kevin Too Crazy from YouTube, social media entrepreneur. And this is your TalkUp You tip. Now, being on the internet, it doesn't mean that you have to be on there wasting time, just posting pictures. You can use the internet to make a bag of money. You can post videos, funny videos. You can do songs. If you can sing, you can play an instrument. And if people like what you do, they will give you an opportunity to make money. You know what I mean? For example, Gully Bop. Everybody say Gully Bop. Gully Bop boss. You can boss off of the internet too. Just put out good content. If people like it, then we'll call you and give you an opportunity to make money for yourself. I do my thing on YouTube, and I'm making money right now. TalkUp Youth, Mr. TalkUp Youth. TalkUp Youth. Think it, believe it, and live to achieve it.
We have to build the youths there.
TalkUp Youth in Jamaica.
Seriously, youth and teens are publishing materials lethal to their personal existence on social media. And I find this a serious issue. How can you not know the repercussions of what you're doing? Is it so easy and so fun to be saying, don't like my mom, my tired, you're a party mate in a Sans Little More and everything. That makes sense? Why are you doing that?
Because you want to be popular?
But is that a good enough reason to just expose your entire family history and what's going on in your personal life? Because I see social media as a public space in the same way that downtown Kingston is a public space. I wouldn't walk out into Kingston and be like, I hate my mom. Because there are a lot of people around you and you don't know who these people are. You don't know how they can target you. So on social media, you don't just go stuff like that because there are people lurking there just waiting for somebody to say something and let me scan through your pictures if I can find your house. If I find your house, can I know where you go to school? You're my next victim.
Yeah, but a lot of people are not looking at it like that. A lot of young people are programmed by likes and how many shares they can get on a certain picture and a certain post they make. So they're not looking at the potency of social media and how it can affect them. So they're not looking at it like that.
But at the same time, social media is a social space. Who are you to really tell me what I must post on social media? If I want to rant and if I want to express my opinions and my personal views, then I go ahead and do that.
But children need to learn to stay in their lane.
Yes, but there's something that you need to look at. How many of these children have an open source to relay what they're feeling to?
But online social media should never be the open source.
Yes, but who permits that? I mean, you don't know what their situation is at home until you see it on Facebook or Twitter. Now, who do you think that they have to go to as an adult or as a mentor to say, this is my situation?
But here's the thing, CJ. I'm not saying that you can't post these things. I'm just saying that you need to understand how social media works. You want to put yourself at risk? Go ahead. Because there are already features built into these social media platforms to protect you. How about you change the privacy settings on your posts? If you're going to post something that has sensitive information, limit it to your friends only or to a certain amount of people. Is there somebody you want to get to? Then limit the post to that. Don't just make everything public and then anybody from anywhere, some man in Bangalore in India can say, ooh, I hate that girl. You know, just be careful about how you do the thing.
That is true, but how are we sure that validating this privacy settings is accurate? A 12-year-old can post and say, can go on social media and just type in that I'm 18, and social media allows this 12-year-old to go on, to be on the site, to be posting and to be doing these things. So this 12-year-old might not be effectively using social media to know the perks and to know where the privacy settings are, how to adjust these settings to only family and to friends. So we have to look at other things like that when they're posting.
But where is that child's parent? Why exactly is that 12-year-old on Facebook?
Exactly.
Yeah, but at the same time, you guys need to understand that parents don't always monitor their children on social media. So it's like they just go on it and post whatever they want to post. You understand? And then they don't, because you have something on Facebook called Expose Tuesday, where they expose these young ladies. Expose Tuesdays, Expose Sunday, whatever it is, they expose the young ladies. It's just disgusting, and like they don't understand that it destroys them as a person. And then when they come out in the public space, they feel withdrawn and they feel their self-esteem is low because maybe they are afraid that the person who posted might see them on Facebook or whatever, and destroy them in
But
public.
and what you're talking about is an international crime as well. It's actually called revenge pornography, and people actually go out of their way, not only to, if you might have created a video and it's on your computer, and somebody just hacks into your computer through your social media and finds that, but there are also people who do this thing to unsuspecting people, who had no video like that, who had no pictures like that. You put up your regular picture in a bikini and a man comes out with him Photoshop and and all of a sudden you're naked and everybody has your body out there, and that really affects people. This is an international documented crime.
But frankly, what she was talking about is the fact that the girls, they're underage, one, and they do things that they're not supposed to with males that are legal, and they're illegal, right? And then now, right, when they get exposed, they're blaming it on the person that posts them, right? The person shouldn't post them. I mean, come on, have a conscience. You wouldn't want anybody to do that, But yet still, why the girl taking up herself and doing that, and she knows it's wrong?
Again, a lot of times you find that children want attention. And as a young person, I've seen where we're all young. But as somebody who has been going across the country, I've seen where a lot of children just do things for the attention and for attention's sake, because they really don't have an outlet to say, this is what's happening in my life. And they find some form of reprieve in older men.
I can definitely agree with that, because I actually use social media only for positive purposes, to inspire and to motivate other persons. And when I actually share positive messages, I hardly see some people within my generation support it, because they really gravitate towards the negative things. I'm not posting a picture with my bikini, or I'm not posting up my boyfriend and that kind of image. So most persons don't really tend to gravitate towards the positive. They gravitate towards the negative. And that's why if you are supporting negative things on social media, you're actually giving rise to that, right? If you don't share positive messages, or we don't share positive messages, then we're actually supporting the negative.
Social media is socializing you as the youth. So you want to do this, you want to ensure that, okay, Nicki Minaj look that way here, Chris Brown look that way, this me I go do, tattoo, come down, sleeves, and that I want, because that is the image that I'm seeing. That is what I can relate to. So they not necessarily know that this is negative.
Exactly, and where do we draw the line? How can we differentiate from what's negative and what's positive? So you might see a girl post a half-naked picture on Facebook, and in your eyes it is wrong, but in her eyes it is the norm, it is okay to do that. So it's just a matter of re-socializing them and giving them education about social media and the effects of it when they do these things. So we might see it as negative, but they see it as positive.
Yeah, and I
to
know
add to what
that
Sherry
works.
said, Christina, I don't know if you guys remember the video of the young girl who they said is mentally challenged, and the guys that raped her.
Yes.
No, I'm not sure if you see the amount of shares that post had on Facebook. I'm sure it has over 500 shares. And that speaks to how information is shared. Because I'm sure that you'll find other positive things being shared on Facebook, but it doesn't have 30 shares. But here's something, here's a video of somebody being raped, and you have over 500 shares. Now that speaks to how information is shared and what gives attention.
And also, Sujay, the comments under that video were horrible. They were atrocious. There were people who were egging the guys on and stuff like that. And you have people on Facebook and other social media sites who are just there to be negative, like trollers. All they do is come out and maliciously attack people for no reason at all, and that's not cool. That's not okay.
And some people, they just wait for that perfect moment to see you post something, to see what exactly is going on within your life. And many of them really don't care about you. And when you actually give them that opportunity to know exactly, okay, Christina is going to Burger King today, and Christina is doing that, they're actually stalking you. So this has a negative implication on you using social media in that way. However, we have youths like a Gordon Swaby who actually raised funding through social media using Twitter. Why can't we highlight persons like him? Raised funding for his business using social media.
That is true. And social media also do a lot of good. It puts us out there. It helps us to market ourselves as individuals, as positive influences to society. I, for one, I've always been one of those socialite children in high school, but social media has allowed me to garner more friends, to garner more influence, to talk to more people, to educate them, to lead them down the correct path, school, career, etc., sports.
But speaking about marketing, Jeffrey, I'm not sure if you know that a lot of jobs are advertised on social media.
Exactly.
And some of these jobs are not jobs, they're traps. And you find that young people unknowingly we apply for these jobs and we get selected, and these jobs have some fancy posts and a lot of high pay, and you apply and you get through, get a visa, go abroad, and when you reach, your passport is taken away from you. And that is what human trafficking is, and that's a part of human trafficking. So you find that even though it's good for marketing, you find that it's being used for ill in that sense.
That is true.
But you know, one thing you can be sure of, anytime you visit TalkUp Youth's Facebook page, it's all good information, it's all positive, it is very good for you, it's good messages every morning, every day, so that's a perfect site to visit. Okay, I use it a lot.
I agree with
Social media has done positive for me. When I was in 10th grade, I remembered I write poems and I write spoken words. So I was sending it to the Observer, and of course, a lot of young people were sending because, I thought my poem was mediocre and others were. And when I saw it in the Observer, I was surprised. So social media has done positive for me. It has highlighted my potential and my talent. So that's one of the positive things that social media has done for me. So it's not negative to all that.
I must agree. And to add to social good, I remember when I used to post a lot of things on Facebook, and a girl inboxed me one day and said, you know, I've seen what you've been doing, and I never really wanted to go to university, but it has influenced me to go to university. And that is the impact that we can have on other person's life. And that is what's really important.
This is where teenagers spend most of their time. Like for people like me that don't go out and, you know, we're on Instagram and, well, I'm not on Twitter, but like majority of the people I know are on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all those things. You have to also remember that this is where, you know, this is where we make our mark, or, you know, we set certain standards, and, you know, this is where we make friends. Not saying that it's always safe to make friends online, guys, but we take a lot of comfort in these social media, especially Facebook. I find that a lot of people, you know, they meet people on Facebook and, you know, oh my gosh, she's so sweet or she's so nice, you know. I would talk to them endlessly, stay up all hours of the night talking to them, you know, and then when our parents take it away, we're like, oh my gosh, we have no life, we're gonna die.
Parents are hardly home. Is either nanny grows you or social media grows you. So you're very comfortable with social media. We didn't just take the selfie at the beginning of the show just because the show is about social media. I took the selfie because I'm a selfie person. I enjoy using social media. I've been using social media from grade 9, but I've been using social media on the good perks, right? So I take my selfie and I'm like, yo, I'm at a party. For me, I represent a group. I'm always with a group of friends. Say, my group is now abroad, so I'm the only one in Jamaica, so I'm representing for the group. So every time I go to an event, I have to be taking pictures and send the posting. Yo, represent the group in a yo, we did there some, we did there songs, we did there beach bums, because I have to represent for the group, because the group is not here. So that's a good thing in some sense.
Alan, you made a point a while ago about making a mark. Now, I am not a Twitter person, but I'm on Twitter. And I don't have more than 200 followers on Twitter.
That's a lot.
And something that I've realized is that people on Twitter, they choose to bully. I think Twitter is a bullying site. And people go on there so they can make a mark in being the biggest bully.
No, I disagree.
No, what I've been seeing personally. And there's another thing that I want to highlight is that I've heard of people being unfriended in actual life because they don't follow back on Instagram or on Twitter.
No, I'm so, like, teenagers say that's so serious. Like, so hold on, you didn't follow me on Instagram, I didn't follow me. You're not going to unfollow you?
Yes.
Like, it's like a big deal.
Yeah, it's
Worse
a big
if you
deal.
don't like the photos too. If
Exactly, them saying, oh, you're a ghost, and we
again.
must like of them picture. Like,
Yeah, but technology is being so advanced right now. Things are getting more sophisticated, so they're going to unfriend you in real life.
For sure. When somebody posts and say, oh, follow me back in 24, follow in 24 hours, I'm going to unfollow you, or 5 likes or good morning. That's also...
And that is ridiculous. Like, even in my classroom at school, I've seen where social media, especially Twitter, comes between like the closest of friends, and, you know, they're arguing, they're cussing, and they're like, okay, not your friend anymore, and all this, you know.
Something else that I want to highlight is when I hear people in class shape me SMH.
The lingo, when it takes over your language, so instead of just laughing, you say lol.
There's nothing worse than when you're Skyping somebody or you're with somebody and you say somebody like SMH. Like, just do the action. I'm looking at you. I can see you.
You know what is weird? Instead they say later, TTYL.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The social media is shortening our English and has caused young people to actually I'm talking to you, you're looking at me. Hello, they can actually laugh. We're beside each other.
Well, you know, it goes bigger than that because it affects even the CSET grades nowadays. Because, you know, students automatically, when they're writing an essay or they're doing something, they're writing the LOL and they're writing the SMA.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't even notice it.
BRB soon complete the essay.
Exactly. So, but also, as a journalist, as a journalism student at UWI, we use social media a lot to communicate with each other. We often get updates on our homework and stuff like that. When you miss school and you need to connect with somebody, they're right there. Even though you don't really interact with them so much at school, but you can just, you know, message them and be like, what did Dr. Barnes say today or something like that. So it has its positives.
Social media definitely have a lot of positives because for me, I use my pages to motivate and inspire others, and everywhere I go, people are like, you posted something about maybe your job, or you posted something even about TalkUp Youth and how the youths have been really inspiring other persons. And even the fact that we're here now, I'm sure many of you heard about this opportunity through social media, right? Yeah. Exactly. So we really using social media as a powerful tool, and following pages like TalkUp Youth and following other inspirational pages and even job opportunities they're posted on social media. Many of our recruiters, human resource managers, are actually looking into your profiles on social media to see what type of person you are. So you need to bear in mind that your image is key. If you don't want a job right now, you have to be careful of what you're sharing out there in the public space.
Exactly, Sherry. And you know, social media has become a job for a lot of people. Sharing posts, writing posts, doing copywriting and stuff like that. It's a very lucrative and growing industry. So social media it's pervasive across society.
Well, that's definitely a great discussion that we've had. Now it's social media time. Number sign, hashtag. See, I'm not a social media person, yeah.
Jamaica.
I am here for you and you for me. So I will always love you, even through the hard times. If ever you need me, I'll be
Some moments
there.
last a lifetime. This moment is brought to you by National Cream Crackers.
It's a wow scholarship! Cranwater, in association with TalkUp, donates 3 $100,000 scholarships to 3 deserving youth to enhance their educational and professional development. Cranwater, supporting youth with wow scholarships. Water with wow!
We have to build the youths there. Youth in Jamaica.
Cyberbullying is very demeaning and it is very degrading, and it destroys a person's self-image and it destroys their self-esteem also. One of the solutions to this problem is that parents need to be more involved, monitor their children, know what they're doing on social media. There's also a cyber unit in Jamaica where young people can actually go into this organization and report this problem, and the problem will mitigate from then. These persons actually deal with these issues and they will take it from there. And also for the cyberbullies, if you're not going to say something to my face, then don't post it on Facebook, because you're basically telling me that you're a coward.
I agree, but in some essence, schools are the larger part of socialization, and my solution is proper education in schools and the workplace on the ills of social media as it relates to your reputation, your social life, and your economic life. For some schools I know, like Immaculate and Andrews, and even KC, they watch your social media pages, so you're restricted to do certain things or to like or to post certain things. And I agree with this to an extent, because if you're going to tear down a person's character or self-esteem, then that is wrong, and so you're not supposed to be doing that.
it is okay to have your problems with your parents. If you don't get to go to a party, we understand, you're vexed. But you don't need to put it on Facebook, say, yo, me can't bother with mother. Because I'm sure that you'd prefer to be with your mother than to be in a different country where you know nobody. The solution to this is simple. If you have a problem, go to somebody to be a mentor. Find a mentor to speak to. As well, as a young person, you can help by establishing a club. You post on Facebook, post on Twitter about the different ills of human trafficking and encourage somebody to learn more about human trafficking.
Everybody loves social media. Everybody likes to socialize. Everybody likes to be friends. Everybody likes to feel like somebody. But we also have to be aware that we need to get out of the house sometime. Call your friend, go play some football, go to a movie, go swim, do something. Don't always be plugged in. It's not healthy.
We need to promote the power of social media. Social media can be used to generate income. It can be used to build a brand. Everyone knows Kevin Too Crazy, right?
Amen.
It was through YouTube and social media that he got the opportunity to get a TV show for himself using social media. Other persons use social media to even generate funding for their business, building their brand, getting opportunities. We need to promote the opportunities here on social media. And we also need to highlight the power that social media have on your future. Because if you post something today on social media, human resource managers, directors are actually looking into your social media page to see what type of individual you are. So you need to start sharing positive messages out there in the social space.
Well, I think a good solution for all the cyber crimes that are out there are stiffer penalties, because these people often get away on technicalities and stuff like you not having a record of what they were doing to you. So we do need to dissuade criminals from even going that side by showing that, yo, if you thief a girl picture or you hack somebody, you are going to jail for like 10 years. But I also think that one of the major ways that we can stop most of the social media problems that we're having is to have parents educate their children from their born that you're going to be interacting with social media a lot throughout your life, especially babies that are being born now. Their social media education needs to start now, because they're going to be on them tablets from their 3. We already know all those 3-year-olds that can outsource us and can program and their education in social media needs to start from so early that by the time they're 12 and 13 and they get active on most of these pages, they know how to navigate and they know how to keep themselves safe.
You know something else, Christina? There are a lot of filters that I see people using to make themselves look cute and prettier, or what they believe is cute or prettier. But what if somebody like me, not that handsome, get lost? How them go find me?
True, really.
Great discussion, guys. It was really fun. But now we're going to go to the celebrity interview. Hashtag big up on my part of them when I know on myself.
In real life though, have you ever been to Jamaica? Did you like it?
I have been to Jamaica many times, and I love it every time. I've been for business. Me and my husband have been for vacation. I totally love Jamaica.
Talk of Youth is a show for the youth, by the youth. What would you like the younger generation to learn?
I would love for the young generation to understand their power, and that their voices are important, and that I would love for the young people to really tap into who they truly are and not try to prove who they are to others, but really live in a way that allows them to shine from the inside out and glorify God with their lives.
How important is it to talk up, aka let your voice be heard?
You know, nothing happens if no one says anything. I know we're in this new age of texting and social media, but voices are still very necessary to be heard. When you hear someone's voice, you hear the passion in their voice, you hear the fire in their voice, or you hear the pain. You know, I think it's very important for us to say how we feel, whether that's in school, whether it's in our families, in our relationships, or even government, even something, bigger than just you in your house. It is super important to speak up for what you feel, what you like and what you don't like. But the thing is to speak your truth in love. If you're just spewing what you know and it's not saturated in love, then it just sounds like you're angry or you're bitter. And even if you are angry and bitter, there's still a way to let the love that is in your heart show in what you're saying. Even if you're passionate about injustice or someone doing you wrong or someone breaking your heart, you have to make sure that it's coming from the right place, because love always reaches people.
What do you think are some of the keys to your success?
My key is my passion to please God, my love for God, my desire to be the best to me that I can absolutely be. I do not make excuses for myself. I'm not a whiner. I'm not a complainer. Yes, bad things happen and things don't always go according to plan, but I always try my best to figure out what can I grow? How can I grow in this situation? What can I learn? How can I push past my pain? How can I push past the disappointment or any other issue that I have and still be great? Because if you are, especially in the line of work that I am, or just being a mother or just being a wife, there's always going to be things that are difficult, and there's always going to be things that are hard, and you just have to be strong. I'm on social media like everybody else, and some of the stuff that I see people post, I'm going, come on, we're tougher than that. Like people post negative things about me all the time, and guess what? I don't care. I don't spend my time going to their page and trying to tell them, yes, I am what you think. You don't think I'm this, and I'm trying to prove to you what. But it's a waste. It's a colossal waste of time, and especially for this young generation. I think that's something very important for them to know. Anybody that you see succeeding in life, it's because they know how to rise above the junk, the mess, the noise, the haters. They know how to rise above it. If you don't know how to rise above it and still stay positive and still focus on trying to do what you're supposed to do in this world, then you'll never succeed.
How do you think the youth are using social media, and how should they use it?
I feel like so many of them are just trying to use it to show somebody that they're cute. That's all they want to do is show somebody that they're cute and what they have. So they post their booty, and they post their boobs, and they post their clothes, and they post, who they're hanging with, and they post how fabulous their life. And they're just not telling the truth. Nobody's life is fabulous all the time. My life isn't fabulous all the time. Be honest. Speak your truth. Yes, we all have moments when we're doing great things and we want to share that, but a lot of times we do that, or we use it to bully people, to make fun of other people, to post someone's mistake or someone's fault or something that was very embarrassing. I've seen it on my page. I can post something positive, but the moment you post something funny, everybody wants to comment and, be a part. I just wish our focus was different. It's not so much on what you have, but who you are in your heart. What kind of person, what kind of impact are you going to leave on the world? Okay, ladies, after you finish posting what your body looks like and your curves and your weaves and your eyes, and after you finish posting that, who are you? Does that say that you're a good person? Does it say that you love people? Do you feed the poor? Are you caring? Or are you just cute? And the same goes for guys. It's not just for girls. It's like you just want to get with who you can fit with. Is that all you're about? That and money. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're a good person. Doesn't mean people like you. You may have people around you, but it will not determine whether you are loved and cared for. And whoever you are, wherever you are in your life, always add God to the equation. I don't know where many of them are in their Christian walk, or if they even love God or know God or have a relationship with God. But wherever you are, if you're just starting, or if you're in church, if you've never been to church or never even listened to my music, gospel music, or Mary or anything, always add God to the equation. And thank you for having me. And talk up, youth!
Talk up, youth! I said talk up, youth!
We have to build the youths, they have them youth in Jamaica.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of TalkUp Youth, giving the youth a voice. Keep the conversations alive and help us to continue to find solutions for all our problems. Twitter and Facebook is at TalkUp Youth, hashtag TalkUpYout, and on Facebook, TalkUp Youth TV show. See you then.
TalkUp Youth is powered by National Baking Company in association with Crown Water, a Stanley and Empress production, giving the youth a voice.